Hi everyone, so this is a chisel pen testing kind of video, and yeah, they're using this little these Jackson's very inexpensive little sketchbooks, little A6 sketchbooks that I just discovered recently, and I'm sure a lot of you already know about them, but I was very pleased to find them because they're just great for doing quick sketches in. And I thought I would try these out along with these chisel pens that I wanted to share with you. This is all kind of part of our materials play month. So this is like a little intro that I had to re-record because it went wrong kind of the first time. So it does, so it will cut in a bit abruptly, so I do apologise. But yeah, so what this is chisel pen testing, and where I'm just sharing the different pens that I got from Jackson's quite recently, and a bit of a time lapse. So I hope you enjoy. On this video, I'm going to look at using these chisel pens. I'm back. Sorry, I had to do something with my phone. Yeah, so this is when my son was climbing some rocks when we went away, and yeah, I didn't have very long, and I just wanted to grab a few things out of my pencil case. So this was the grey. Which one was it? Was it that one? Same thing with them, they all look the same, but I have to keep remembering to look at the base. So it was this one here, and I kind of built up the layers there. I think I might have used a bit of Ecoline Warm Grey there actually. Yeah, I think I might have done. But then I used, what I liked about this was that I was able to kind of add that on top and even like draw these lines in, and then I was able to kind of do these marks and get this sense of the big rock that like my son was climbing on, and then I was able to then get this kind of these shapes in and build it up bit by bit. And it kind of, yeah, I think making those marks, if I just put that in flat, I would then have to add it in any lines and textures and build in some of that physicality of the like the geology of that kind of that rock. But the pen using this kind of does some of the work for you, and then I would just go in here and just do a little bit of kind of, this was like some plants that were growing on there as well. I did add a bit of pencil on top at the end. In fact, I think it was a bit of this pencil I added in as well, just to add a bit more definition, because I think the only thing is that you're quite limited on the tones. You can build up a bit. There are some, you can build up some of these layers a bit more. The more you put on, the slightly darker it does get. It does dry out again. But there isn't like a medium grey, unless I can have a look and find another one, because there's basically this grey and then there's the black. So there's not the range of grey tones or colours that I could find. So that might be something I need to look for, because it would be nice to have a slightly more variety of tones to work with, and then you can build these layers. So it's a bit more graphic. So it'd be like, a light grey than a black. So that's something to consider when I suppose you're planning the drawing. It's like, okay, are these pens going to work for what I'm doing, or will it fundamentally change your work, your drawing? So it can be, more difficult to do things that are more subtle, so which is why they tend to be quite good for these kind of more graphic drawings, I suppose. So yeah, I found it really good for doing things like the rocks, and then just drawing, and then these basic shapes. I think what this was with a warm grey Ecoline, because I wanted to give that sense of it receding off into the background and the focus to be here. So if I'd used the same one at the background, it wouldn't have worked quite so well. And I probably just need to go here and just kind of add a bit more on the rocks there as well, because that's kind of pulling forward. Yeah, and I think it worked really well for that. Hi, so I'm back. This is going to be a quick time lapse, and what I've decided the pens I'm going to use are the Cali Creative Grey, which is this one here, and the Faber-Castell soft chisel pen, which is this one, and this one, which is the chunky 4mm slanted black, and this one, which is a 3mm. So I might get similar results. I'm just going to try out the different size widths I'm quite interested in, and the fact that some of them are slanted and some of them are straight. And then what I'm going to be drawing are some very quick lemurs. I did actually try drawing lemurs on holiday because we went to a wildlife park and they had some lemurs, but I think I used my Eclines. Oh, I might have used, did I? No, I used Eclines, and I thought it'd be quite interesting to have another go using these chisel pens. My photos I took were not very good. They were like, by the time I took photos, the lemurs had kind of huddled together in a little group, and so I've just grabbed some images online and I'm going to do some quick sketching. I'm just going to give myself like maybe a minute or so per lemur. And then just kind of draw across a few of these last few pages. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll link to the pens that I use, and I'll just I might pop the image up as well so that you see what I'm drawing, and then yeah, I'll come back at the end. Okay. So yeah, I'm back from the time-lapse drawing. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed drawing lemurs. It was really fun. They're such great characters. I think I might have to plan a drawing session with them at some point. Yeah, it was quite hard. I was trying to not reach for other pens, but I did find it difficult. So this was probably the most useful because it was like that base kind of grey. And then I was tempted to use the little brush pen. You can see that there. But I then moved to the black, the kind of firm tipped chisel, and that's a 3mm. So I tried to stick to those. It was really hard because I felt like I needed like a middle tone. So this was the grey and then the black, but I felt like I needed another tone in between to kind of maybe, because I didn't want to do this black outline. So yeah, I feel like I could do with another slightly darker grey. Yeah, so I might have to look around and see if I can find that. So I started off, it was a bit tricky. I knew I wanted a stripy tail, and getting the dots and the eyes with this tip was actually really tricky. As you can see, yeah, it's quite tricky because it's hard to know where the point is exactly. Then I moved on to this one, and I drew him a little bit too high, so I struggled to get him in the picture, or her, who knows. Yeah, I still was struggling a little bit, and I did reach for the soft brush at one point, and then because I kind of wanted a slightly darker grey, but then I stopped because I was like, no, this is not the point. The point is the chisel, the chisel pen. So I put it away. And then I did on this one, same thing. So I basically put the grey down first and then moved in and then added the black in. You ended up looking a bit demonic, a bit scary. Got really interesting hands. They're so human-like. Really interesting. And then I did reach for this pen, which is my drawing pen, fine liner pen, which I didn't want to have to do. So I thought for the next one, I'm just not going to. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to find another way. So for this one, I think I got into my stride a little bit here. I was aiming to be quick. I mean, what I would like is to be able to use them if I was to go and draw animals in like a wildlife park or something, or draw off the live cameras. So it'd be quite nice to have just some really simple materials to do that with and feel confident that I can get something down. I mean, I think these were about maybe 3 minutes. This was a little bit longer because I ended up getting a bit too detailed. This was quite quick. And then these took a bit longer because there was 2 of them. But I was doing my best to be quite minimal with the marks and not only put in what I needed to be. So I think that was something that I've taken away from it, was to just think, okay, where does the black have to be? Where do the dark points really have to be? I don't have to outline everything. So just thinking about those key bits that I need to pick out. And the tail was the important thing, because it's not a ring-tailed lemur without the tail. And the eyes I felt were really important because that makes them really stand out as characters. And I did a bit better with my pupil placement there. And the nose I felt was important. So yeah, I think this one worked the best. And I was able to actually, so I put the grey down, then the black, and then I kind of was able to go back over the top, and it kind of did mix a little bit. Not so much now that that's dried a bit, but it did kind of, the black and the grey started to blend and go to a slightly darker grey. So that was interesting. But, you know, then I'm getting a bit too involved in detail, which is not the point of this. I like the idea of it being really quick sketching. So yeah, definitely something I want to practice with. It would be lovely to have a slightly darker grey, but then, you know, that might just make me be a bit more fiddly. And it's really nice, the idea of having 2 pens and a sketchbook feels like a really nice thing. It feels really easy. So it would be nice to spend a bit, just take other subject matter and try out this with just the two. And again, see how I can reduce it down just using these two really simple pens. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got something from that. And hopefully, you know, if you're thinking about getting some chisel pens, I highly recommend it. There are some quite expensive ones out there. I would just recommend going for something a bit simple and basic to start with, and then, you know, you can always invest in more expensive ones if you need to. But there's such a nice, quick and simple art supply to have, I think, to hand, just for quick sketching. And there's definitely, you know, you can definitely do more detailed stuff with them. You know, you can really go to town with some of the detail, like on here, but I think for me, I like the idea of them being quite quick. So yeah, I hope you liked it, and I hope you like this materials testing. I don't do that much materials testing, but as it's kind of materials month and materials play, I thought I would add these in. And maybe this has introduced you to something new that you think might work. Any questions, or if there's anything else you would like, if there's anything particular material that you're interested in that you think I might, that maybe I could have a play with and test out, or any questions, please do just drop me a DM on Substack, or you can leave a note in the comments. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed drawing lemurs, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.